Hello. Yes, I'm Philippe Moseley, working for EASME, the Executive Agency for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises of the European Commission. We're funding the PROF TRAC project and the Build Up Skills initiative itself, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that now. Well, there are a lot of challenges facing a construction industry in terms of skills. And skills in the context of the energy transition. The first one, obviously, is climate change. We have the Paris Agreement that was signed fairly recently. We've just had the COP23 conference in Bonn with the United Nations. We all know that we need to reduce our energy consumption and use renewable energy. We also have ever-increasing standards of construction being imposed with higher energy efficiency measures, more air tightness needed in buildings. This is another challenge for the construction industry. We have very fast change now in technology with building information modeling, the Internet of Things, also different construction techniques with prefabrication, 3D printing, and also robotics coming in. And then we also have a general problem across the construction industry. It's very fragmented. In Europe, it's made up of 95% SMEs, and many of them are separated disciplines, which don't always communicate with each other. So taking all of these together, this is a huge challenge that we have to face in order to increase our energy efficiency. Now, the Build Up Skills initiative was set up in 2011, having those challenges in mind. Why? Because climate and energy targets for buildings won't be met without the qualified workforce to build the buildings to the right standards. The quality of design, planning, and execution is essential to ensure high energy performance of buildings. Now, the EU support to energy efficiency skills in construction has been implemented since 2011 in 3 groups of projects, first under the Intelligent Energy Europe program and then under the Horizon 2020 program. The first group of 30 projects, each project team brought together the key national stakeholders from the energy, education and training and building sector, and together they formed a national qualification platform. And the platforms mapped the existing workforce and qualification programs. They identified future needs and analyzed which gaps and barriers must be overcome in order to train the workforce and reach the EU's 2020 climate and energy targets. So the results were bundled into national status quo reports for the 30 countries which participated, which are the EU 28 countries, Norway, and the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. The platforms were then formulated into measures to overcome gaps and barriers in a national roadmap for each country. And then in the second phase, involving 22 countries, the national roadmaps were turned into concrete actions by developing national qualification and training schemes. All of this was aimed at blue-collar workers, so the workers working on the building site mainly. And we're now in the phase 3 under the Horizon 2020 program. So the construction skills topics of funding focus on large-scale multinational qualification and training schemes. And the scope has been expanded from blue-collar to blue and white collar, so the workers and the professionals are now involved in these kinds of projects, and we have 10 funded at the moment. And during the whole Build Up Skills initiative, regular exchange activities among the participating countries have been organized by EASME to underline the European dimension and to foster learning across the countries. The Build Up Skills initiative places a lot of emphasis on creating opportunities to exchange and learn from each other. This has been done through 10 EU exchange meetings since 2011, and 4 technical working groups have been working on issues such as finance, mutual recognition of skills, innovative training methods, and market acceptance of the new skills. And their final reports and recommendations are available on the Build Up portal. I'm just going to highlight some of the newer Horizon 2020 projects, just giving 3 examples here which are focusing on building information modeling, or BIM, as a learning environment. So the first one's called NZEB. It involves Italy, Spain, the Netherlands, Estonia, Croatia, Slovakia, and Lithuania, with the setting up of BIM qualification models integrated with energy competencies. It's aimed at public administrations, professionals, technicians, and tenants. And it also works on standardization through the ISO and CEN standards. And you can see there it already has its new website up and running. The other 2 projects are still not with a website, but they have an entry on the Cordis database where you can find some information about them. So the second one, BIMEAT, is working in Luxembourg, the UK, Greece, Finland, and France. And it involves BIM and energy efficiency skills matrix compatible with the EQF, the European Qualification Framework. And it's also developing a training platform and accreditation scheme. And the third one, BIMplement, is setting up a BIM-enhanced CPD qualification scheme, as well as training schemes across site workers and professionals, with a focus on ventilation systems and air tightness. And that one is working to implement the training in 50 pilot buildings in 5 member states, so France, the Netherlands, Lithuania, Poland, and Spain, also focusing on reducing the energy performance gap. EASME will continue to support construction skills for energy efficiency under the new Horizon 2020 work program for 2018 to 2020. This will be under a part of the program called Societal Challenge Number 3, Secure, Clean and Efficient Energy, as it has been since 2014 for this program, so we're continuing the funding in this area. In the building sector, there will be several funding topics open during 2018 and 2019, covering innovation and market uptake activities. And I'd just like to highlight here topic EE3, which is the one on skills. It's open in 2019, so it's not going to be open next year, but the year after. And we'll be looking for proposals stimulating demand for sustainable energy skills in the construction sector. I can just tell you a little bit about this topic. The deadline for proposals will be the 3rd of September 2019, so there's a bit of time to think about it. But it's basically the challenge of this topic is to increase the number of skilled building professionals or blue-collar workers, or both, across the design, operation, and maintenance value chain of buildings. And the scope is stimulation of demand of energy skills in construction. So that means developing, upscaling, and combining a range of tools and initiatives, including mutual recognition of skills across borders, national, regional, and local initiatives for raising awareness of skills or the need of skills, support to public authorities for development of new legislation, partnerships with producers and retailers of construction products, and then initiatives reinforcing the link between skills and education on the one hand, and energy performance and quality of construction on the other hand. Now, there's a long list of impacts that would need to be met in any proposal there. I won't go through them in detail now, but all of that information is available in detail here, with a recording from the webcast of the Energy Info Day that took place for that topic. It was on the 25th of October. And the link there has the webcast. You can find it on the EASME website. There will be a link to the EASME website at the end of my presentation. And here are some other useful information sources. Anybody interested in putting in a proposal for either that topic or any of the other topics in Horizon 2020 does it through the participant portal. It's the central portal to enter all your data. Then you can also find out from your national contact point, and these are the best people to contact for detailed information if you're serious about putting in a proposal under Horizon 2020. There's a list of national contact points on the Horizon 2020 website in that participant portal. The Cordis database I already mentioned is a place where you can find every single Horizon 2020 project, some basic data about them, the abstract of the project and the list of partners and the budget and things like that. And then the EASME website is probably the best first place to look, because you'll find everything else linked to it from there. So ec.europa.eu/EASME will have all the information. And you can also send us an email. It goes to a functional mailbox, EASME Energy, and it will come to one of either me or one of my colleagues. Our team working in the Horizon 2020 Energy Unit can always answer queries directly. The Build-Up portal has the Build-Up Skills Initiative all together in its skills section, so that's an excellent place to look and find all of this kind of information, also on all of the projects that have been funded under the initiative. The web address for that is buildup.eu/skills. And another very simple to use source of information is the EASME Horizon 2020 Energy Efficiency Data Hub. It has a long name, but it's very simple to use, and you can find there, it's basically the information that you will find on the Cordis database, but in the format of a map. So you can find all the beneficiaries of projects. You can search, for example, for topics under the building sector, and it will give you a list a little bit like this with all of the currently funded building sector topics under Horizon 2020, and then you can find who's working in which project. So it's quite simple, doesn't do much more than that, but it's quite powerful and easy to use. That's all I wanted to say right now. You can always look at there's another link there for our EASME website, and in particular the energy efficiency part of it. And you can also follow us on social media, of course. Thank you.